Welcome back to another episode of Wigan Weekly, your go-to podcast for everything Athletics.
We've got another packed episode today, so stick around as we break down the Burton and Bristol home games, look ahead to Peterborough away, and talk about Olakigbe being recalled by Brentford. Plus, we'll dive into some interesting articles we found online this week.
Let's get straight into it. So we'll start with Burton game last Tuesday. It was a very gritty game, wasn't it, Kurt? Not at all what we expected.
Yeah, to say the least, it was diabolical.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. I was a bit speechless at full time how we got beat by a team rock bottom.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been on a good run because obviously they went on to win 4-2 on Saturday against Rotherham.
Yeah, so we've clearly given them a bit of hope, which isn't ideal. But
yeah, they've got a bit of a confidence boost because, I mean, they're sat 21st now, but there is a 6-point difference between them and Northampton, who are currently at the bottom of the safety zone.
In terms of the game, it was a bit infuriating. I think fans were getting really annoyed, shouting forward, which was the case on Saturday, to be fair. It's nothing new. That's the most I've probably heard it for a while, getting shouted.
Yeah, like you said on TikTok the other day, there's just too much of a habit with back passing.
Well, it's becoming a force of habit now.
Yeah, I don't think they can stop it even if they try. It's just naturally there.
Yeah, well, in terms of Burton's performance, obviously, we took the lead through Tello, decent goal with the assist from Dale Taylor. I mean, literally less than 2 minutes later, John Daddy Budvarsson, ex-Bolton player, fired them level, which was not what we expected at all.
No, it certainly wasn't. I think, obviously, when you look back at the first goal, I think that was one where Will Aimson fell over, wasn't it? So it was quite sloppy from him.
Yeah, I mean, and then in terms of their second goal, generally was just, again, I think it was Aimson again, to be fair. Slipping, couldn't do any. Well, I think Aimson could have done about it, but yeah, I can't remember scored now. I think it was. Who was
the
it?
Second goal scorer was Burrell.
That was it, yeah. But yeah, I mean, Asgard scored again, so that's something. At least he's still getting the numbers.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, we're nearing the edge of the transfer window now. So do you think he's staying?
Of course I do. He's not going. It's getting too late now.
Yeah. Well, you say that, but Olakigbe's been recalled by Brentford today.
Yeah, that's different. No, he's not alone, is he? Let's face it, he's a permanent player. I don't think there's enough time to get him sorted now because one, you got to agree a bid, and I don't think we're going to take it very lightly. I think it'll be back and forth in terms of teams outbidding. So I think it's one for someone like Asgard leaving, to be honest.
Yeah, on that note, I think I agree with that. Like you say, a lot to do, but then again, you do tend to find that some clubs will have like a last minute thing on the deadline day to announce to their fans, because that happened in the summer.
Well, look, I really hope we can do something like that.
Yeah, well, only time will tell, eh?
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there's that much to talk about Burton game. We lost.
No,
Not
it
much
was
happened in the game,
dreadful.
Really. Yeah,
One word, dreadful.
Yeah. We'll move on really to Bristol Rovers review.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, because that was much better. It was a country mile better, wasn't it?
It certainly was. I mean, James Carragher opening the scoring in the 6th minute.
Yeah, first goal is definitely very proud.
Yeah, I mean, great kick in by Hungbo, and then for him to header it, absolutely phenomenal.
From his own distance, it still wasn't a great performance. It took us a bit of time to get that second goal, and it just sort of fell on the plate to Johnny Smith. So a bit of luck.
Yeah, I mean, it should have been about 3 or 4-0 if Dale Taylor had lined his shot up a bit more accurately and Tello didn't hit the woodwork, which was quite unfortunate.
Tello, the woodwork.
However, though, I just want to talk about this. Apparently, looking back at the match stats for that game, possession was 65% Bristol and 35% to us. So these stats are suggesting we got outplayed because also their pass accuracy 7% higher. What do you make of that?
I don't really know. I mean, I think with Wigan, we usually do. I mean, I think with Wigan, possession is more our thing because we pass back so much and we make it difficult for the opposition to get near us. But then as soon as we lose it, they punish us, and then we can't punish teams back because we're not that strong going forward at times.
Yeah, but obviously these stats suggest that they had a lot more of the ball than what we did, but we were able to create more chances with it.
Well, I think obviously, it clearly I think it clearly shows that Bristol had an off day. I mean, I think that their usual goal scorer is it the Donk or something. Is clearly not really. It wasn't his day at the office, but I don't really know. I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. Really, yeah, Bristol outplayed us. We probably shouldn't have got a win then, but at the end of the day, we got a bit lucky. I don't think Bristol were very good. However, I do think though, if Bristol had played better, we would have got beaten. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. We've done the double over them this season, and then when they were at home, when we were at home with them last season, obviously we got a 2-0 win there. So it's a bit like history's repeating itself. But I do know that obviously last season when we were away, we lost 4-1. So it seems like the game's very sort of one-sided. It's like, oh, one team's up for it and the other one's not by the looks of it.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that definitely.
But yeah, go on. What are you saying?
I don't know. I just think that once again, Sam Tickle doing what he does best. I mean, I know he was given man of the match, and I think it was Carragher. I would say Carragher. I think Carragher put in a really good shift in that game.
He did, and I mean, Sam Tickle did make 1 or 2 good saves, though. To be fair,
He did, but I don't think he was as important as Carragher. Carragher with a really good defensive performance, he got his goal. I think I've had a bit of a. I've not really ranted about him too much, saying that he's amazing, but I do think he's a good player going forward now. So hopefully I think he's got a chance of maybe outplaying Aimson for that starting role, but we'll see what happens with time in the future.
yeah, we certainly will. Anyway, moving on, we're Peterborough away tomorrow. Now, obviously, last season, I can't remember. I think it was when we were away at their ground. It was 3-0 up until a red card, and then they managed to score 2 in stoppage time. So they've definitely got the potential to give us a good run for our money. But I'm going to pull the stats up now. So last season we did the double over them with a 2-1 victory at home and a 3-2 victory away. And obviously when they came in October, we got a 3-0 against them. So the stats would reckon that we'd probably win this one because overall, 113, drawn 7, lost 4. So there's a pretty good chance of picking up some points, don't you think?
Well, yeah, and I also just want to shout out that obviously, they got absolutely thrashed at weekend. Peterborough got beat 5-1 by Lincoln, so that's in our favour, and that should hopefully inspire us to get the win, to be honest.
Yeah, if any time's a good time to pick up some points, it's definitely tomorrow night on the road. So obviously we do have Lincoln on Saturday as well, so that'll be one to watch out for.
Yeah, but like I say, Peterborough got beat 5-1. Darren Ferguson, the team are a bit of a mess. I mean, I don't think that haven't won a league game since they haven't won a league game since the 14th of December. So realistically, yeah, they're on a bit of a crisis. They've drawn too many recently. They've lost a few too many as well. So you've got to bear in mind that the form isn't there for them. So I think we might be in a good chance tomorrow.
I think we will, contrary to what a lot of people on Twitter seem to be saying, because I've seen a lot of posts that reckon we're going to get thrashed tomorrow, which I know we've obviously not had a great run-in with the teams near the bottom of the table, but judging on our, obviously, performance against them a bit earlier on in the season, I think we've got a pretty good chance.
Yeah, and I also would shout out, I would point out there is that things haven't changed that much. Our team shape and team, the players' selection hasn't changed much. I feel like we probably should just go back to what worked at the home mixture, and hopefully we'll back them again.
Yeah, because obviously we had the 2 goals from Dale Taylor and a worldie from McManaman, so...
Yeah, obviously Peterborough sat 6 points from the relegation zone, so they're not at all in a safe position, but they're not panicking yet. Similar to us, really, but obviously we have got that good gap now. I mean, we're 12 points clear, which is good. So
yeah, just got to keep building on that.
Yeah, I think the key term is definitely just consistency. Keep the draws, keep the wins coming in. Can't be losing every game now. But yeah, it feels like there's been a bit of a shift recently. Obviously, yeah, the Burton game, but I think that was a bit of a one-off. Whereas the Bristol game, yeah, we didn't play our best, but we got the win. At the end of the day, we got goals. We took our chances, something that Bristol didn't do. Obviously, with Peterborough, we'll shout out that they are missing Kwame Poku, who is one of the best players in League One, in my personal opinion. So that's something to bear in mind as well. They've lost their star player. He's been out since December, I
Yeah.
think. He's not back until late March. So yeah, that's in our favour.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, even though we're saying it's in our favour, obviously we still have quite a couple of players off with injuries, but obviously our main sort of squad is adapted to not sort of rely on the ones that are out on injuries too heavily.
Yeah, well, I mean, a player that I would like to see involved tomorrow would be Josh Robinson because we bought him, haven't really started him much, so hopefully he
Yeah,
gets some time tomorrow.
yeah, totally agree with you on that one because I don't think I've seen him play, and it'd be good to see him see what he can do.
Yeah,
But
it would be.
anyway,
Go on, mate.
no, go on, you can carry on.
No, I'm just putting out some of the players really to watch out for in terms
Go
of.
on then, point out the players to watch out for because I was going to move on to the Lincoln preview, but we'll do that first.
Well, we've got obviously got Jed Steer, who is their starting goalkeeper, who obviously is Premier League experience with Aston Villa. We've got Joe Tongue playing from City. In terms of other players, Taylor Edun's one of the better players, and obviously, Poku, but he's not playing. We've got Chris Conclark, who, if you remember, we were linked to in the summer, but obviously nothing came of that. And also Ricky J. Jones. They're probably they're the players I would definitely be on high alert for, but apart from that, no one really else stands out that much.
Fair enough. So yeah, moving on. Saturday, we're at home again for Lincoln.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a bit of a rundown. So last season at home, we drew 0-0. When we were away, we'd won 2-1. But obviously, I think with that game, there was a couple of goals they scored, but they were offside or something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And
And
I
then
think it was Charlie Hughes last minute winner, wasn't it?
don't know. I'll copy and paste it and put it into Google and see what it says. Right. So it says, yeah, Charlie Hughes 90. Yeah, you're right. Last minute winner. What a game. Anyway, so casting our eyes back to earlier on in this season, we played them away on the 21st of September, in which it was a 0-0 stinker because we watched it on the telly, didn't we? And it was certainly a bore fest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with Lincoln, obviously, they're a team that probably should be in the playoffs, and they've missed out. They missed out narrowly last season. They probably will miss out this season again. But yeah, they are a good team. I would probably bat them to get a result, to be honest. But I think,
Yeah, well, I'll just say the last time we lost to them was 26th of October 2021, and our overall club record against them is 116, drawn 4 and lost 12. So it certainly seems like it's going to be a result for one team or the other. But then again, obviously 2 of the draws have come in, the last 2 seasons. So
yeah,
it could certainly be an opportunity to pick up at least a point, maybe. But then again, it could be that they're up for it more than what we are.
yeah. Well, I'm sure that Lincoln and Michael Scabala will be trying their best for that win. But in terms of what we need to be doing against them, I think it's imperative we get another goal because if you look at Bristol game, I think getting that early goal, it gave us something to hang on to, and I think Bristol were a bit popular out because they had to defend a lot more. So getting the other goal obviously is important, I think. So yeah, get that done. I think I'm having no problem getting a result of some sort.
Yep, fair enough. So to wrap things up, we've been looking at some articles online this week. So what's caught your eye, Charlie?
In terms of the articles I've read, obviously the main one, which I did find quite interesting, it was from obviously Wigan today, and it was where do Wigan rank in terms of this survey in terms of miserable fans, which is very interesting. I mean, before I reveal the answer, what do you think, Hirsch? Do you think that it is quite a miserable team to support at time? Well,
I
obviously,
mean,
you're right.
considering the downfall we've sort of seen, with being shafted by ownership twice, it's quite a challenge to obviously think that we'd rank highly on this. I think for the people that have been through it all these years, like who've seen us be in the Prem and the Europa, I think to see where we are now, struggling in League One, I think we'd definitely be up there in terms of miserable fans.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in terms, well, in the Premier League, it's Liverpool, but the way that this survey looks like it's basing it off teams' form. So, I mean, for us, that puts us very mid, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah, it certainly does. So, digging into this article, whereabouts do we rank then in terms of miserable fans?
Well, this is the thing. It doesn't actually mention us. It doesn't give us a ranking, really. It just says about how we've been through the wars in the last few years. It doesn't actually give us a real. I'm not lying. This is not a very
Hang on,
easy answer.
there's a link at the bottom. Let's see if there's
Okay.
anything on it. Right, okay, show more. So
You look at this because I'm confused.
I'm
Honestly.
having a look. Well, it's showing me the Prem. Right, let me scroll down. I think it's in order of leagues. Right, here we go.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, you see the link at the bottom.
Yeah, but Wigan are. We're not even in the top 10. I don't think. Doesn't even say. We are. Doesn't. We're not
20
actually on the.
second. 20-second, what? Okay, right. Okay, here it is. So, rank and club. So, obviously, I think the higher up in this list you are, the better. So, we're 22nd. So, basically, it goes on average number of Instagram likes, the engagement rate on Instagram, average number of TikTok likes, the TikTok engagement rate, and then it goes on to Facebook. So, it says like percentage of love reactions, percentage of angry reactions, and number of Facebook likes, as well as obviously number of X likes, engagement rate, and overall happy score. So we ranked 22nd, and I'll go through the numbers now. So average number of Instagram likes is 199, which is actually higher than some of the other teams on this. Well, I'll say some. It's higher than Burton, and that's about it. It's just shy of not Rotherham and Northampton. Anyway, so that means that the engagement rate is 0.1%, which is quite low compared to the rest of the teams on here. Okay, so next thing, average number of TikTok likes is 986, which
It's a bit. Yeah, it's okay.
it's a bit low compared to the likes of Wrexham, Wickham, and even Crawley on this list.
Yeah.
So in terms of engagement rate, that's a 2.85% engagement rate, which is better than Instagram in terms of our clubs. So it definitely seems like our followers, well, the club's followers are more engaged with the TikTok side of things. But then again, I'd also argue it is the same for us as well.
Well, on that note, so don't scroll down because I want to guess this. So at the bottom, it gives you the full. So in England, it gives you the best fan engagement team. So who would you guess it was number one spot?
Oh, I don't know. Is it? Am I allowed
I'll
to
give you
ask
a
if it's a
clue.
Prem
I'll give
team or
you.
not?
It's a League One team. I'll give you that.
It's a
It's a League
League
One
One
team.
team. Okay, so League One team, and what are you asking me again? Sorry.
So right. So at the bottom, we've got a list here, which is in England the team with the best fan engagement rate. So who do you think it is?
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna put my money on Wrexham.
It is. I mean, it's actually Exeter City, which I'm a bit shocked by, and Carlisle a second. I'm a bit shocked by that.
Yeah, that is certainly a surprising result.
I know Exeter. Obviously, I know Exeter are one of where I voted. I think it was in terms of fan interaction, they were the highest. I think in England. So that doesn't surprise me. But Carlisle does surprise me a little bit because I wasn't really aware that Carlisle were so good in terms of. But Wigan aren't even on
Yeah.
top 20, so yeah, we're nowhere near them.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. I'll carry on reading this now. So in terms of Facebook, right, you ready for this? So, percentage of love reactions on Facebook is 89%, which on this seems to be quite high because there's some teams that are just over 50%, if not less. In terms of angry reactions, it's only 1%, which is, once again, pretty high ranking compared to some of the others. But there is a couple on 0 and obviously 1, but then there's some on 2, 3, 4. Okay, so average number of Facebook likes is 3,751, which is a 1.29% engagement rate, which is still higher than Instagram, but less than TikTok.
Yeah, well, what I will say is with that, is there really any surprise that Wrexham are first with the money they've got going into the team?
No, certainly not. The amount of people I see on Twitter talking about Wrexham and stuff, they're definitely going to be up there.
I'm Birmingham because realistically, Birmingham Wrexham is not really a football game. It just feels like battle of the richest club, really. Do you not think? And the winner is the richest club. That's what it sort of feels like.
In some aspects, yeah, but then again, obviously, when them two played each other, was it last week? It was obviously a draw because obviously Birmingham have got some key players out, I believe, and yeah, it's just one of them. It is what it is.
Yeah, it certainly is what it is. But
can I just finish off reading these stats really quickly? Because I was about to get to the overall happy score. So finally, average number of likes on X, also known as Twitter, is 9, which is apparently a 0.00% engagement rate, which is quite low. And I'm not really surprised with how it's sort of gone that way after Elon Musk took over. But overall, happy score out of 10 for Wigan Athletic is 2.88. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I look at Wigan and I look at the fan zone. I think Wigan are a very good team in terms of fan engagement, in terms of activities, fan opportunities for staff and children. Look at ourselves with our role in the media team. You know what I mean? We've got a very good. We've got access to so many things that only some kids would only dream of. And, access to meet players every week, talking to players, interacting with them. You know what I mean? It's very impressive. Really,
yeah, absolutely. And I think the club likes to pride itself sometimes on sort of being a family-oriented club. But on that note, I want to get your thoughts on them having an official betting sponsor that was announced the other day.
What, Wigan?
Yeah.
What bet? Wait, what do you mean? Say it again. What do you mean betting sponsor? As in, we've got a new sponsor coming. What do you mean?
Right. So I'll go back to the post. Basically, on Saturday, I think it was, there was a post about there being like a betting company being one of the sponsors, and it received a lot of backlash. So I wanted to get your thoughts on it. No, it's for the rest of this season, I believe. I'm just going to scroll down to it and I'll tell you exactly what it says. I'll read it out word by word. Just there's a lot of scrolling to do on Twitter. I didn't realize it was this far down. Right, here we go. So it says, Wigan Athletic is delighted to announce our latest partnership with the company, which I'm not going to give free promotion to, as our official betting partner for the remainder of the season. Find out how you can take advantage of an exclusive sign-up offer via the link below.
Send me the post because I really want to see what it is. Because I won't reveal it because I don't want to advertise on my sponsor.
Well, the thing is, this is where I want to get your thoughts because I went on the website, right? And the company is operated by a company that's based in Malta.
I will say it now. I don't like gambling. I don't think it's a very good thing to promote because it does ruin people's lives. It affects many people who come out and said it's ruined their mental health. Obviously, it ruins your financial stability and stuff. So I don't anyway condemn it. At the end of the day, it's money for the club, but I think when you see these adverts, people talking to it needs to stop. Well, it's not going to stop the more you advertise it. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and on the East Stand anyway, there is a casino sponsor on, where obviously they put stuff on the seats. There is already one there. But if you look at the post I've just sent you, you can see all the backlash in the comments. So obviously we've got, I'm good, thanks. Apparently gambling's a mugs game. Let's see what else we got. Family Club promoting betting companies. Well done.
Well, that is a very good point. That is a very good point.
Yeah, and someone else has said that's poor from the club, and someone else has said this doesn't seem dodgy at all.
Well, I mean, we look at the main sort of betting companies, and you've got. I mean, I take it this one is not a very established one. It's not a big one. I take it.
No, if you go on their Twitter profile, they have 17 followers, and they
Wow,
joined in September 2024. So
that's a bit
it
interesting.
certainly seems like it's not very established.
It seems a very big risk. And it seems a bit of a risk. This.
It does, which is why I just wanted to get your thoughts on it because it does seem a bit sketchy, and obviously a
It's
lot of the
sketchy. I mean,
supporters aren't very happy about it.
yeah, but at the end of the day, that's not really our. I mean, as much as I wish it was, it's not our place to really get involved with it. At the end of the day, that's for higher people at the club. They take. I mean, they take a stand in that. I mean, at the end of the day, if it is increasing, people doing gambling, yeah, it's not ideal. But I'd like to think that a lot of people who go football, they're not really. I mean, they can control their gambling habits. They're not addicted like some people say.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of the replies to that thread are obviously people who are quite aware when it comes to gambling. So it might not be that bad, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it, considering it doesn't sound very established from what I've read.
Well, yeah, I mean, when looking in the EFL and the Premier League, obviously the main three betting companies we've got Bet365, we've got William Hill, we've got Ladbrokes. All, I mean, they're all still relevant because I mean, I know that Stoke City. I mean, I know until recently their ground was called the Bet365 Stadium, so that's a bit in your face. You know what I mean? But I mean, I think it will always be in football. It's like smoking. It's like that, you can't get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So is there any more sort of
When the fun
articles you
stops,
want
it
to go
stops.
over this week that you've sent over?
I was just say, the famous slogan, "When the fun stops, it stops."
Yeah, yeah, totally. But yeah, going back to what I was
um,
saying, is there other articles you want to go through?
yeah. In fact, it does link to what we were saying about Tello before. You said Tello, you don't think he'll leave. I don't think he'll leave because I feel like I know that Birmingham will link to him. Obviously, Birmingham today have announced the loan deal for Kieran Dowell, who did used to play for Wigan. He was on loan with us. I think it was 2020, that COVID sort of part of the season. He was on loan and he got into a bit of form there. Um, Obviously, former Everton player, but yeah, he signs on loan from Rangers for the rest of the season at Birmingham. A lot of fans have praised the move. A lot of Rangers fans said they're glad to the back of him. But I think that does rule out any interest with Tello because obviously they are the same position. So yeah, I think that does put any doubts about Asgard staying at Wigan.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, obviously, I think Birmingham have done a fair amount of business in this window. Wouldn't you agree?
I would, but my point with Birmingham is that they've spent far too much money and it's been a bit unfair, really, when you look at how good their team is compared to yeah, us, for example, you look at. I mean, to be fair though, I was to say that though, Wickham are in a very similar place, and Wickham aren't made of money. They've done it the way that we'd like to do it. So, I suppose there is two arguments. There's two sides to that sort of case, but
Yeah,
I think
obviously, it's just finding the right players that can work well together, really.
it is. But then there's just having so much money that you don't know what to do with it. That's the problem with Birmingham and Wrexham. There's so much money there, you don't really need. I mean, they don't need it. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, it's getting them up the table. And let's face it, Birmingham, Wrexham will be back in the Prem in no time, probably. But it's not ideal. Is it?
Have Wrexham ever been in the Prem?
Well, Birmingham back in the Prem at Wrexham.
Yeah, I'm just
Hopefully,
correcting you on that one.
yeah, Wrexham to go up to the Prem, Birmingham to return to the Prem because it's been about
I
10.
think it'd be very ambitious for them to get to the Prem very
I
soon.
think if
Anyway, I think it'd take them a while.
I would say a bold statement is Wrexham will be in the Premier League in 5 years. I would go. I'd go that far.
5 years seems pretty realistic, but I wouldn't say in the next year or two. I wouldn't be backing them for back-to-back promotions.
Yeah. I mean, I feel Birmingham a bit more because Birmingham actually have a better fan base, probably a better team at the moment. But again, I think the way Ryan Reynolds is looking at it, I think when it comes to a chance of playing the Prem and being the top team, I don't think he'll hold back the money.
No, certainly not. And I think it's also one of them, they will be doing everything they can to, keep it going and keep the business going well. But yeah, I tell you what, Wrexham, it's going to be one of the final home games of the season for us. So when they come to the Brick, I can't wait to see how many fans they bring with them.
Well, I'd expect them to bring a pack out away end because I know they have got a good following. They usually do sell out most away ends.
Yeah,
Same as Birmingham, same as Bolton probably will. They're the only three teams I can see selling out now, really. I don't think anyone else is capable of selling out.
yeah, I agree with you on that one. So yeah, we've talked about Olakigbe being recalled, and you sent another article about Ollie
On
Norburn.
that note, I do want to ask what your opinion on the Olakigbe deal is, because do you think we need to replace him with anyone? Because I know we've got Coco Thomas, we've got Asamoah, but I've not seen anything with Asamoah for a while, and I don't think Thomas is good enough, really.
Yeah, I think maybe we might be wanting to get a replacement there, but I mean, like you say, it's so close to the end of the window now. I think it'd be very last minute and rush to try and get someone else in. You know what I mean? I think you're just gonna have to sort of deal with what you've got.
I don't think we can, though, because I think with Coco Thomas, he gets injured, I think we're done for, because we don't really want to be looking at, because I mean after that it'd be looking at youth, and I don't think youth is what we need to get us through the season. So
No, it certainly
it's
isn't. But we've just not really had a great season in terms of injuries and that.
We've not, but we didn't last season. I mean, last season we had a fair few injuries. We had to. I mean, we made a lot of signings in January, and it's been similar this season. Although I mean, I would say that I prefer. I mean, I think there was more exciting signs last January, like Chambers. He was very exciting to bring in.
Yeah, but
Kelman,
then again, obviously, some of these players we got injured, like Chambers. I remember, was it about sometime last month, there was talks of him potentially coming back at end of February, maybe March. So it'd be interesting to see if he does play again this season.
I would say, but is it really worth it though? At the end of the day, I feel like when a player is just getting back from injury, it takes time to rebuild your form and your confidence. I don't think Chambers.
Well, it does, but that the only way you're going to be able to regain and get your footing in is by playing.
Yeah, I'll give you that, but I just think it's not really worth the time. I think we might as well just cut our losses and hope that Liverpool recall him and give us a bit of compensation.
That would be nice, but like you say, I just can't really see it happening. We're getting so close to the end of the window. I think they're just wanting to have a bit of practice. Because obviously they're not going to put him in first team after an injury like that.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that is, as I say, with players, and you could say, I mean, we could sit here and talk about players all day,
Certainly could, but I just think as long as we're high enough above the relegation zone, I can't see why we couldn't give him a chance, for example, to help him find his feet again.
Definitely. And the final article I read about was about, obviously, Oliver Norburn. Obviously, he joined us on a short-term loan deal. I mean, what I would say about him is do you see him having a future here next season, maybe? Because I know he's out of his depth at Blackpool. Blackpool don't want to play him, and he wants more game time. So we're definitely in the show, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about him, but I'm gonna have a look now and see what I think. So obviously, was he playing the other day when we were at Bristol? I think he was, wasn't he?
Yeah. He played well. Yeah, he played well against Bristol.
Right. So he's 32. So obviously, in terms of being a footballer, he's sort of getting on a bit there. So let's have a look. So we'll go on his Wikipedia. We'll see how many appearances and goals he's done. Right. So looking at this, obviously, he's been through quite a couple of teams. So he made 42 appearances for Blackpool. I'm getting mixed up here. And obviously scored one goal, which isn't ideal, but there is other times in his career where he's had a better ratio, like between 2018 and 2021, 92 appearances at Shrewsbury and scored 16. So it seems like he's got a bit of potential. Whether he fits in with Sean Maloney's style of play at the Latics past his loan spell, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I like Norburn. I mean, it is early days, but I like what I've seen him so far. So yeah, hopefully it is a bit of a long-term thing. But then again, though, he is an Asian player, so and I'd much rather have a bit of a younger midfielder maybe. But for the time being,
Yeah, but
yeah,
obviously, we do have a fair amount of youngsters as well. So maybe, you want the balance of experience as well. I think if he carries on to be promising, like you say, I think maybe fair enough. Yeah, give him a good chance.
yeah, definitely. One last thing I will say actually is that I've just read one of these comments on the casino post, and um, I mean, it's completely um relevant because it's obviously the comment is, and you do remember that we gave a stadium rights to a charity that helps people overcome financial hardship. So realistically, that is we are sort of contradicting ourselves there, aren't we, a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, people are going to frown upon it because it's a betting sponsor. But then again, we don't know how much the club has made from it. If it was really good money, then some people might say, "Oh, yeah, that's not too bad." But then again, obviously, like you say, they're doing it because they obviously want to promote their casino and make the money back. It's just the way business works.
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously, like I'm saying, people in the comments were saying, obviously, Wigan like to pride themselves as being a family club sometimes, but to go and do something like that's not really ideal.
Yeah. So it's put good signing that hopefully they can put in a better crossing than Silko Thomas.
What are you reading?
The comment is good signing that hopefully they can put a better crossing than Silko for the betting spot.
What post is this on?
On the casino on the what do you call it betting sponsor thing.
Have they actually? I'm gonna have to go and look at this. I didn't look at all the responses.
Yeah, you go down a little bit. So the general good sign that hopefully they put in a better crossing than Silko. Oh,
Right.
also got here we got
Oh yeah.
read the rumours. They say a 10 bob. Would love to lose all my hard-earned cash to them. No clues have an official betting partner. Well, you say that, but a lot of clubs do. Anyway, like I say, that's for another day. That I think.
Yeah, we're not here to hypocrite who's sponsoring what, but we are here to obviously read out what the fans think.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with it. Well, put it this way, I don't agree with it at all. But oh well.
No, but it's just the way business works, unfortunately.
Well, guys, with that, we will call it a day here. Thank you for joining us on Wigan Weekly. Hope you enjoyed. Please, if you enjoyed seeing this content, please let us know on our social, whether it's Instagram or TikTok, whatever. Let us know.
Yeah, or Insta.
Yes, and until next time, thanks, Curtis.
You're welcome.